guys, and print me that while you're at it. I want to show the viewers this, because one of the big ones that got a lot of attention was Subtilis globally sprayed over Oklahoma. Subtilis globigi and another Subtilis, I can't remember the exact name, Daily Oklahoma, and it said every town was having fixed-wing aircraft spray it, and they said, oh, it's not bad for you, though it does cause abortion. It does cause a miscarriage. Alan, go ahead, make your comment.
Yes, and this stuff has been tested before. Espanola in Ontario was the target. The U.S. planes were given permission to do it over that area. People in Espanola were having miscarriages. Even the animals, the deer, were having miscarriages. It went all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada, where it was admitted it was an experiment, but the Canadian government couldn't do anything because they themselves were not responsible. This is how they palmed it off on the U.S. And that was in the mainstream papers here. We're just guinea pigs for all of this.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to do for people anymore. They've all got their little niche group, and if you hear them, I just want to get people fighting New World Order. I want them to stop all the chemical, biological testing.
I've actually had people, you probably found this too, that have accused me of being a spy because I shouldn't know as much as I do. One guy actually wrote to me and he says, why were you in libraries when you were a child studying this stuff? So anything that's beyond themselves or outside of what they were up to, you must be a strange, weird, special character.
No, I know. I had Psychology Today asking me how I got into all this, and I said, well, I started reading a lot of history books when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. They're like, how strange, how weird, how... Yeah. And I was like, well, no, it was actually very entertaining. I was doing it for entertainment at the time. It was a lot better than Pulp Fiction or Louis L'Amour books I was reading. And they were just like, how... And then, if you're ever at I was at a Target buying some T-shirts a few weeks ago, because I've lost some weight, so I had to get some smaller clothes. And I went over to the video section and got Downfall about Hitler, which I'd seen in the theaters, very, very accurate about him in the bunker. And the guy kind of freaked out at the checkout counter and was looking at me and like had it and going, because he saw Hitler, it meant I was with Hitler. And I remember when I was a teenager, I bought Mein Kampf to read what Hitler had said, and the lady asked me if I was a white supremacist and was very upset. And I said, why are you selling it, lady? No, I'm reading it for history. I read a book by Julius Caesar. I read books by Shakespeare. It doesn't mean I'm Shakespeare either. You know, they say, people have seen videos with me with a Sprint telephone, and they say oh, God, we blew up the video. It's Sprint. He works for Sprint. Or there's actually sites saying I have a Neumann microphone. That means I'm a Nazi because Hitler at speeches had Neumann microphones. It's proof I'm with Hitler. I mean, it's mental illness. There's all this real stuff happening, but they can't deal with any of that. They got to make it us, Alan. We're what's bad.
That's correct. And those people you have to simply dismiss. I've actually had one woman say, people like you scare me. I said, well, why? You're too intelligent. She says, you remember everything. I don't remember anything, she said. Well, that's not my fault. That's not my fault she can't remember anything. But you've got to just simply dismiss these people because if you use your intellect, they're paranoid about you. They're paranoid. These people live in TV land. That's where all this stuff comes from. They live in fiction most of the time, or in sports, or in dramas, or soaps, or cop shows. And really, they're suspicious of you because you're different. You want to know what's going on. They've decided not to.
Well, I mean, take Henry Rollins. He was reading a neocon book that was pro-war, if memory serves, but it said something about terror. I think it was Simon & Schuster. It was a best-selling book. He's on an airplane from Australia. They went ahead and took his book and arrested him, and they said, you're not allowed to read books. I mean, I've seen people, when I'm reading a book, they come over and go, what are you reading? You're reading? It's almost like, like the Monty Python joke of, look, this one knows how to speak, or
That's right.
This one knows how to read. It's like, my God,
Yeah.
Here it is. KOCO, bioterrorism test, scheduled over central Oklahoma. Click on that one. And there's a bunch of other news. I don't know if this is the Subtilis globigi story. But Goldsby selected for bioterrorism drill. I mean, they do it everywhere. But after you're done showing that, Google this. Plague bombs tested over Scotland. And they admit just constant spraying since the 40s of Canada, the United States, and England, Project Shad, nerve gassing people on ships, telling troops they're going in to have CS gas tested on them, and they hit them with nerve gas and kill them. All declassified, Alan, and you're bad for talking about it. You're with the government because you don't want them to do it. That makes total sense, doesn't it?
That's the way their logic runs, yeah.
Bioterrorism test scheduled over central Oklahoma. Materials simulating chemical threat to be dropped on areas. That's 2003. Print me that. Oh, it said chemicals to simulate, but then it says Bacillus thuringiensis, BT. But then when you go on to read, it was another one. It turned out to be a whole group of bacteria which cause spontaneous abortion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's astonishing. There's no lack of data. There's even mainstream TV articles on the yellow stuff that's come down in some areas of the U.S. And it was tested by the TV people and it was cadmium and aluminum oxide. And that was only about a year ago. The link is on my site in the archives. There's a mainline TV station that showed you it, and they showed you the guy's truck covered with this stuff. It was not pollen. The first thing they'll hit you with, oh, it's pollen. Well, I had it here in February a couple of years ago, and the leaves don't even come out where I am until late May.
we had in Belton and other places people who didn't saying black helicopters would fly over with spray bottles and spray people. And then Mike Hansen was doing construction work one day on a hilltop and watched a helicopter fly over and spray a schoolyard. And then it was on the news. Everybody was collapsing without even knowing about the helicopters. The hospitals were filled with people. I mean, this is going on here, and we even film it. But you know what? That guy was engaged in double, triple, quadruple think. He said that you were basically lying about the gel. And then when it was BBC, he said, well, that's British propaganda. The Scots don't lie. So I want you guys to search, what was the headline? You were saying something mysterious gel or mystery gel, Scotland?
That's right.
Oh, there it is. Nazis tested crude atomic bomb before end of war. No, that's the Scotsman. It was plague bombs. It was plague bombs tested over Scotland's what I want. Plague bombs. Now you're going to get the headline. We got to show these people. People wonder how I get these articles. They go, you must be an agent. Well, I see I put the word in and I look at it. How naval intelligence tested lethal plague bombs in Scotland. That's find articles. Listen, here's the one I want for everybody out there. I want to show him Scotsman Mysterious Gel Scotland. Scotsman.com Mysterious Gel Scotland. And then we'll show him this, and he won't be able to compute. He'll just go, Vatican, agent, Zionist, agent, devil agent, Illuminati, he's bad, he doesn't want them testing on me, he's with them. Because, again, they don't want to see someone making them face the tyranny and then warn others. It's all about also being an elitist in the conspiracy/patriot movement going, only I understand, everyone else is an agent, no one's good. What do you call that mental illness?
That's a sort of paraphrenia, we call it.
Well, it's just insane. All I'm trying to do is save my family here. Here it is. This is another BBC. I'm going to find it. Do Scotsman.com. You got to put Scotsman.com after the Scotsman right there to find it. That's the way you got to do that on. All right, I'm sorry, Alan. I'm out of control today.
That Scotsman.com probably is a secret code for MI6 agents.
Exactly. Now, the MI6 agents are actually attacking us. I got attacked by the BBC yesterday, by the way. There's a Scotsman mentioning it, but it's its main page. I'm going to find that and put it up there for him. He won't know what to do, though, about it. But see, it all becomes the mental illness of showing it that's in the Scotsman instead of the fact that there's this mysterious jelly being sprayed everywhere. Gary in Texas, go ahead.
Buddy.
Go ahead, Gary.
Hey, Alex, what's going on?
We're on the air worldwide.
I just wanted to touch real quick on this climate bill and Obama real quick, if I could, because some of the responses I get from people when I tell them the direct quotes from what he ran in his campaign to what he says on the issues now. And
yeah, I was going to do that today. I've got 5 videos of him saying he will not do any signing statements. I got 4 or 5 videos where he says he will not raise any taxes but $250,000 or above. And now he's